You think you're gonna have an Orbit cult later on?
I think I'm already building a cult right now. I just want like a big following that just will do anything for me, honestly.
You have what it takes?
I need diehard supporters.
What do you mean by
Cue the music.
Yeah. Walking this bitch and I turn it up. This bitch, she told me she said that I don't touch the back, but I'm focused on money, bro.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of The Archivists. I'm Rage Central.
And I'm Saint Central, and we're here today with...
Orbit, also known as Orbitsarchive.
Yeah, so tell us a little about yourself, Orbit.
So basically what I do on my page is just post like regular archive stuff. I do post animals with some of my favorite music over it.
Yeah, Yeet,
And then
right?
no. Like more like Destroy Lonely, Ken Carson.
You're opium.
Yeah, very, very opium. But I was also posting on TikTok consistently. I was about to hit 400,000 followers, and then I got banned for a second time.
Damn.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were like the first TikTok archive page I met, basically.
Yeah.
I didn't know you
Yeah.
had TikTok. Interesting. How was that experience like just the community on TikTok? Because we always talk about how different the community is on TikTok than it is on Instagram. So what have you noticed?
They're a lot more tapped in, I feel like, than Instagram is. There's a lot more followers and a lot more people commenting and a lot more supporters, I feel like, on there.
Do you think there's like a better community from like the consumer part than the admin part?
Yeah, I think so. It's just like, yeah, it's a lot easier to reach target audiences with the content you post, and it's just a lot easier to gain followers than like Instagram. It's faster, I would say.
Yeah, I talk about that a lot where it's like the follower currency on TikTok is completely different. I think it's the format of the app and the way that it's set up. It's meant to have a high outreach.
Yeah.
So but I also feel like it's more of a quantity over quality thing because I'll be honest, like I don't feel like the community on TikTok is quite um as like the consumers at least. I don't feel like they're as invested, if you will, into the archive seed stuff. That's what it seems like.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if you got like a brand or something, there's gonna be like less people from TikTok actually buying stuff from the brand than if you had it on Instagram. But that's just how I feel. I have no data to back it up. I might be pulling shit from my ass, you know?
No, that's like I feel like that's true because I don't know, like for Instagram, if you have if you've been running an Instagram account for like years and years and people are invested in that account and what you do, then they'll like support you for years and just like it'll grow like naturally on its own. But TikTok is more like you can get 400,000 followers in like less than like a year is what I kind of did, and it's like I don't know, it's way different than Instagram
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
No, I definitely agree with that. You can get a way bigger following in less time.
Yeah.
It's just two different like media platforms with two different outcomes, which I guess the summary of it. Yeah, I mean, other than, running an Instagram page and a TikTok archive, both of your pages grew pretty fast, like really fast. Good job for that, but like you got any like plans with that or just for funsies?
Yeah, well, right now, just I enjoy it. Like, I just like putting out content for people and just like seeing people's like feedback on it and just I don't know. I just like doing it basically. I wanted to start like a brand out of it sometime in the future, but I don't know when that'll start like working itself out. I'm not sure yet.
If that's something you want to do, definitely take the opportunity because you have an advantage more than other people. But I mean, there's nothing wrong with doing it just because you like it too.
I mean, that's kind of the way that I thought about it as well because I know I've stopped for the time being, but I definitely want to continue some point in the future, but it was mostly because I wanted to bring exposure to certain things that I care about. I also wanted to start a clothing brand, but I don't know if this is like, do you guys feel as though the archive community is kind of oversaturated with clothing brands, or it really just depends on like,
Yeah. Yeah, I do. So, like I was gonna start a clothing brand. I already had some pieces. I think Orbit, I was gonna send you one of the pieces I had.
Yeah, I really like those. Yeah, you were working on pants. I like those.
Yeah, I never like fully got to it because I was like, the pants aren't original, and the only original piece I had was I slapped my logo onto a sweatshirt, and like, I don't know, I just wasn't too interested in it. But I definitely think there's some pages who just take graphics and stick them on shirts.
Yeah, just graphics from Pinterest and just it's that I think that's the hardest part about starting as a like a brand now, like nowadays is like finding something original to kind of start. It's harder because everything's becoming the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, the pages who kind of detach their creative process from their archive page, I noticed they're usually the most successful. And what I mean by that is you'll see these pages who have a large following and they all have similar interests, and they'll utilize that just to sell. They don't actually sit there and design these very versatile pieces that reflect they are. Obviously, that we know the archive community, it's full of creatives, so usually they appreciate it regardless of what that creator has been posting.
Yeah, the pages who like actually put in like thought into the design process and stuff. Actually, one of the pages that do that is Endless. Shout out Endless. His brand, literally, his brand is like it's really nice and he puts a lot of work into it. And you can definitely tell. So I definitely agree there are some pages who have their own brands that they really put an effort, but there's also other pages who are just slap happy and they fucking put graphics from Pinterest and so on. There's a lack of creativity. So the next thing we want to go into, especially talking about bigger pages and stuff, is what really comes, like what kind of opportunities come with starting a page and it gets big, especially like at a younger age.
So what I think is like a big advantage of starting a page like at a younger age is I feel like you gain a lot of connections through that, especially if you're doing it while you're just in school. That's what I did. And it just got bigger and bigger because I would just do it every day when I wasn't busy, and it would just you gain connections, you gain friends, um, and it's just like pretty much just all positive feedback most of the time when you just put your creativity into something you want to do.
Yeah, I mean, I can't really speak too much on it because I mean, like, I am pretty young, but I'm not like I'm in university young, you know. So it's like I'm still making those connections and stuff, but I feel like there's kind of a less time for me to get a head start on stuff. So
I feel like archiving provides you with all of the preliminary knowledge for things in that area, for like jobs, I guess, in that field. Anything along the lines of social media marketing, marketing in general, business marketing, that type of thing. And it equips you with these skills that you can use and apply them to real world stuff. Even just learning how to build connections, how to communicate with other people, that's a very valuable skill. And I feel like it archiving really allows you to do that. It's one of those few communities that allow you to do that easily. It doesn't even take that much effort.
Yeah, and back to connections, it's like it really also helps like how could I say this? Like boost your page, I guess. With how many people see it and who sees your content. Like, so for example, when I was a smaller account on Instagram, I collabed with Tonsil, and it like gave me a massive boost in like how many followers I had and everything like that. It's just like connections are one of the keys to like really growing.
yeah. I mean, like, even through that, even through connections, because Orbit, you do bring a really good point. Connections is a big part, networking is a big part. Um, you can get a job from it, you know, even like with a page like yours, I'm sure that you can get into like media marketing, for example. There's other fields you can get to as well. I'm just not well versed in them. But I know some people who reached out to other pages being like, "Hey, this is what I did. This is what I can show for my skills, so on and so on." And they got offered a position. Um, and they don't even have degrees in that area, you know? So it's definitely, but we were saying how like it's important to just reach out to people and like ask advice, and that's like the best way to start a connection. And then through that, you kind of just like hint at like showing your work to them, or you can just create like a genuine friendship with them and they'll be able to support it.
And through that, you can meet a lot of creators, and then if you do eventually start an archive page, which is what I did, you'll have all of these connections kind of lined up. So that's another way to look at it. But yeah, I feel like people tend to forget that admins are just they're humans too, and if you just send them a message, even if you don't think they'll respond, there's nothing to lose by sending them a message, even if you're just asking for advice or whatever. Like Ozzy said, in episode 4, kind of what um that was his biggest advice. Group chats are also a big thing for some reason. I love group chats. I love the archive community group chats because it's like all of these admins kind of think the same, especially if they're posting similar content. So it's really interesting to get to like know the admins.
One of my favorite group chats is actually the one, Orbit, you started it for like the TikTok archivers or whatever.
I think that was before I knew you.
Yeah, that was me and Bu. Shout out Bu. Yeah, we both started that.
Shout out.
Great idea.
It's been like a while too.
Almost a year, long time ago. That was when like Archive was first starting on TikTok, and then everyone started doing it.
I kind of cheated at it a little. I turned my personal TikTok, which already had like 25K, into an archive, and then I gained like another 25K.
Yeah, I actually had like 20K before I started doing Archive. I just deleted everything I had and just started posting.
On your Instagram?
No, TikTok.
Oh, okay. How long have you
Yeah.
been doing Instagram archive?
Not that long. I don't know like this year though. This year for sure.
That's crazy.
Do you think it's smart to start on TikTok and go to Instagram? Because I've heard otherwise from a lot of people.
Yeah, I think it's smarter to, well, you can start at Instagram, start posting there, and then also while you're doing that, start a TikTok. And on TikTok, all you need to do is just what I did is post a lot, post every day. I would post like 10, 15 times a day. And then I pinned my Instagram to the top of my profile, and it was at like 280,000 views because it was pinned, so people would just see it, and then I'd get random followers. So I feel like that's a beneficial way to grow your Instagram, because like TikTok's easier to get people to see things that you want them to see.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. TikTok is just for exposure
Yeah,
for the most part, just to get people used to seeing your face, and then eventually, like, or not just your face. I'm just speaking in general, like as a creator of anything.
your image.
Yeah, your image and your personal brand, I guess. And then once people see you enough times, they'll follow you. That's kind of how TikTok works. And I know a lot of people who grew on Instagram, TikTok, but not people who are doing archive. It was usually people, especially anonymous archive pages. It was usually people who were showing their face, like doing fashion content, like influencer type content. That's like the easiest way to grow your Instagram, just, consistently on TikTok. But that's interesting.
It's definitely a good way to use both media platforms. I didn't really think about that. On TikTok too, you get paid, right?
No, it's actually really bad. If you sign up for the creator fund, it slows down your views.
That's what I did. So like when I had my TikTok archive account, I signed up for the creator fund and I got real good money from it because people were just digging my account for some reason. And then one day it just stopped and my account died. So now I have like a dead TikTok account.
Yeah, they kill it, essentially.
I heard that monetization on Instagram, especially for influencers, is way easier than it is on TikTok. Like people actually get paid consistently from Instagram. I don't know how true that is, but that's what I've heard.
From what? Instagram pays you?
Probably sponsors,
Oh,
or Instagram has badges.
promo.
Monetizing your content on Instagram, just overall, the process is just, it's easier and it's more worthwhile. From what I've heard, I don't know much about that.
I mean, yeah, but I guess when it comes to like TikTok, I think there's less creativity that goes into it.
Sure.
And on Instagram, it's more creativity that goes into it.
I think a lot of the things on Instagram are a lot more creative and original.
Yeah, because TikTok, I noticed you can recycle and just pump out the same content and people are still gonna fuck with it. People are still gonna interact with that.
Because so many people are looking, yeah, so many people are on the app at the same time.
Speaking of, as an admin on TikTok and even Instagram, how did you do you need a niche for that to be successful, especially on TikTok? Like, does it need to I wouldn't think it needs to be niche specific. It's just consistency, right, for the most part?
Yeah, I would say it's for me, mostly it was just consistent. I just would post a lot all day. Um, I did like when I got banned and I had to use a different account. I had a second account I had, and it was at like 5,000 followers at the time, and I grew it to like 30K in a month. But that's because I was also posting consistently on that, and I started my own like type of thing called Orbit Core.
Have you ever like gotten, I guess, offers for your page before it got and stuff?
I got one for like 5,000 one time, but I didn't think it was real.
Going back, Orbit Core. It's cool that you can kind of create your own aesthetic as an admin.
Yeah,
Honestly, when I think of Orbit, I think of like animals, especially like tigers and like.
it's my favorite animal.
Rage Core sounds so cool. Even Saint Core.
Oh wait,
Yeah.
that's true.
We should invest in that. Thanks for bringing that up.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're gonna we're gonna hop on that way.
you guys need
That's
to.
crazy because I actually
Yeah.
don't think any other page like started their own like core.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah, it's like it's all about like being creative and original. I feel like finding new things.
Wait, listen, Saint, if we ever create a joint account, we should capitalize off of that, even just by ourselves. Like if we do a joint archive.
Oh, yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of tired of archiving, bro. Like it's just I've been doing it since 2021 and I'm like Instagram just doesn't fuck with me. And I don't fuck with TikTok, so I'm not gonna hop on TikTok and do it.
Getting tired of it.
I'm so tired of it, bro. Like I sometimes I'll enjoy like searching for topics and stuff, but like it's just like every single day at a certain time I gotta go on Instagram and then I get distracted and like 3 hours pass by
Just gotta hop on the core wave.
on the core.
I can see how that would get extremely exhausting. I haven't been doing it long enough, but I have ADHD, so I get bored really quickly. Like I can only imagine like how exhausting that must get.
Yeah, I have ADHD as well, so I feel like that's why I post so much.
Really? Oh my god. So how is that? How do you manage like the whole just being involved with social media and having ADHD? Because for me, I know that just kind of it decreases my attention span even more because it's this instant gratification when it comes to because you're just swiping endlessly and I feel like it makes it worse for me. So how do you cope with that?
So my like usually when I cope, you know, smoke a little bit. Uh, I don't know if I could say that, but just get to posting. Honestly, that's my routine. Kind of gets me focused. Yeah, it gets me zoned in on it.
You think you're gonna have an orbit cult later on?
Possibly. I think I'm already building a cult right now. It's
Interesting.
Are you gonna turn out like a plastic plant? Like, hello everyone.
yeah, I don't know what I want to. I just want like a big following that just will do anything for me, honestly.
What do you mean by that?
You tell them to storm a McDonald's at a certain place, and they'll all buy.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I don't doubt that that's gonna happen. You already got it. You're already paving your own way, bro.
Oh, like Stan Instagram instead of Stan Twitter? That's wild.
I need diehard supporters.
He wants to
You got a lot of opium type people.
Supporter.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I feel like they're the type of people to do that.
Hmm.
Opium people are wild. When I think of opium, I think of like Destroy Lonely. I think of like
Tigers.
What is it?
tigers.
Speaking of the fact that archiving is really, really boring, right? It gets really boring, I feel. Do you think that archiving, like just the archive scene, do you think that it's going to become something that's more visual? Like people are actually going to be producing original content or like not just taking pictures from the internet, but actually like taking their own pictures and because I feel like it might end up becoming a place for design artists and just people who make original stuff, but I don't know if that's like too far into the future or what, or because I know people are doing it now, but it's not as popular.
I was gonna say there's some people doing it now. Like we had Axe talk about that. I know other people like Gatekeeper's Ball. He makes his own content for like his playlists and stuff.
So I definitely think there is people doing their own thing, posting their own art like that. There's this, I forgot his name, but he posts his own art, and it's super dope.
I mean, I agree with Rage. Like, I definitely see the archive community going into an area where they're gonna combine like other people's photos from the past and use, whatever program it is and add their own touch to it and personalize it. Um, and then I think the other half of the community is just gonna start creating things and like doing projects. Kind of like, I mean, whether that is like creating your own like core or like making a podcast or an online magazine forum, like stuff like that. Like it's gonna be split. And it's gonna be hard to identify it, because right now it's all just visual galleries. And I definitely think we're in a new era where people are starting to, pave their own pathways because you can't really other bigger pages have already taken up the spots where it's easy to make a big page, like a really big page, and really benefit from it other than networking. Like Hidden NY, he just reposts things. And like same with or a plastic plant, but he's gone.
RIP.
Yeah.
Yeah, he reposted things as well. So it's like I don't know.
I think we're starting to see a shift in the whole journalism aspect, and it's becoming more original because journalism is basically just reporting on things that have already happened. But you guys know what I'm excited for? I'm excited to see more visual stuff, like people actually creating visual content and showing more of who these people, like showing not necessarily like showing their face, but more of the personality behind the individual admins. I feel like people are gonna start doing that. I feel like people should, even showing their face, I feel like more people should, not to turn it in influencer type thing, but just to kind of blend the two
Yeah, I mean,
aspects.
oh, okay. I was gonna say, I mean, I can already name a few people who have shown their faces. I'm one of them. I haven't showed it any time recently, but I think a year ago I did. And I definitely do plan on doing it again. If I do stick with the archive stuff, but I'm branching out from archive. Like I just want to be able to create. I want to have my own projects. I want to actually get paid for stuff. So
Orbit, would you ever face reveal or no? Or have you?
I have before, but it was just on like a live. It was just random. I wasn't really, I don't really care about like, I try to keep my face like not connected with my account. Like if a follower just like texted me and was like, do a face reveal, send it to me, and I would be like, okay. But like just in front of a whole audience, I don't think I would ever like just do that.
you're gonna have a bunch of people texting you from your cult being like face reveal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Face reveal. Yeah. They're gonna start a petition and everything.
Oh yeah.
Do you think that there are any cons of being younger in the archive community? And do you think that we hold kind of a perspective that the older people don't have? I think we do.
Definitely. I think so one of the pros for being younger is to me is you're like tapped in with a lot more things that the older generation isn't. Like you know what this generation likes, whether it's music, um anything really. Just like it's just easier when you're younger to kind of direct your content towards like the right generation, which is the up and coming one. So it's like, yeah, it's easier if you're younger, in my opinion.
I definitely agree with that. Like, for instance, I'm young, but I'm old enough where I'm nowhere near like the opium stuff. So I look at it, I'm like, what the fuck is this shit, right?
I think one of the cons of being younger is that you're kind of, if people know your age, they kind of, especially if you're trying to pursue like creative endeavors, they kind of undermine your capabilities, which is kind of annoying, which is why I don't really share my age. I don't think that that's necessary because I think that my work will hopefully speak for itself. I think that as younger people in this community, we use social media, I think, better than older people would. Like we use it in ways that older people wouldn't.
Yeah, a lot of like parents or older people don't really understand like the significance of like and connections on like social media, because social media is the future. Like, so it's like you have to like take a hold of it right now while it's just still like young, I would say, and just kind of like, because you can nurture it and like make it something big if you just put time into it and just your own creative like output, and you just it'll become something.
Yeah, I don't think they know how to monetize shit as well as we do, if I'm being honest. Even just make connections as well as, because there are certain like unwritten rules, spoken rules that to social media, social cues of social media in a way that we know and older people don't. So it makes everything just a lot easier. I mean,
I was just gonna say I definitely agree. And it kind of makes me wonder. I know that we bring up AI almost every single episode, but it's such an important thing to bring up. Do you think the way older people feel about like Instagram and social media and the opportunities come from that, we're gonna end up thinking about AI, or do you think we're gonna adapt with AI and be well informed as the younger generations?
I feel like every generation is gonna experience something like that where they're like, "What is this? Like, why?" Like, so like you guys don't like, so like Saint, you don't like Eat, right? Or like Playboy Cardi?
Not really. I like the old version of Playboy Cardi.
Yeah, that was like when you were like that age, like, you know what I mean? It's like I feel like every generation it grows and changes, and it's just there's gonna be things that we aren't gonna like when we get older. Like,
I was gonna say that's true, but because we grew up with technology, like the term I think should be used as cohort, which is like I think it just means like people your age. So my cohort is more connected in the culture because of media, and it's easier for us to keep up with things. So even though I don't like opium shit, I still know what it's about. You know, like I'm still aware of that stuff. So and I think that's the difference between, like, my generation, which honestly grew up with Instagram, and then the generation above me, which didn't, is that even though they might not understand it, they don't know it either. Like, I can understand it and know it, but still not like it. So it's
I think, yeah, I think it's important to stay in tune with like the next generation and the next and the next. I think that's important if you want to keep doing something in social media.
that's a really interesting point that you bring up because I think the reason for that is the nature of social media. Because if you guys haven't noticed already, trends are becoming way more diverse. There isn't one set trend because the media is so influential in so many different ways, and social media gave everybody a platform, no matter what their interests were. So there isn't just one or two things that are trendy and cool. There's so much to choose from. And yeah, there is a general, obviously, there is going to be like a few main things that are trendy and cool, but I feel as though the exposure is just going to, and diversity is just going to keep increasing, and it's going to increase exponentially as generations, you know.
I was gonna say, like, a good example of that is, like, you know, when you're on TikTok and there'll be, like, a video showing, like, "Oh, past trends from the year," and it, like, shows you all the videos of the trends, and you're like, "Damn, like, that wasn't too long ago." And it's just, like, there's, like, over 20 types of trends. So it's like when TikTok first came out and when it first changed to Musical.ly, um, the biggest trend was, like, just singing to music videos or, like, really shitty, like, cut videos of yourself in, like, skits. And now it's totally different.
Yeah, I also feel like the internet itself is going to become like, it's already becoming fast paced, but it's going to become like way more fast paced. What you were saying on like the trends, how they're so different, and like there's so many of them. I feel like it's going to become all so fast paced and like just kind of flooded. The internet ranges from like Andrew Tate to archiving to Daniel Larson. Like, it's just all over the place.
Yeah, because people realized what you could do with it, and it didn't have to be just one thing. And people broke free of that. Yeah. I think that's what's going to happen with AI. I think people are going to use it for literally anything and everything, and it's going to become so normal. I think that animation, maybe not like live action, but animated content, visual content, that's definitely gonna be AI generated because I feel like it's gonna become so good. Think of all these years of internet content that we have. It has all of that information. It can create like hundreds of thousands of shows and content, animated content, just by knowing all of that. Because it's gonna take a little from here, a little from there.
Yeah, AI is gonna grow a lot. I think like people are gonna be able to start making movies with AI.
This is really off topic, but have you guys seen the new Spider-Verse movie?
Yeah, I loved it.
I haven't seen it.
Did they use AI in it?
There's no way because there was so many like art styles, font styles, so on and so on.
Yeah,
And like
I know what you mean.
even like I was looking into it, like the characters, they changed their position every 2 frames instead of 1. So it was like it was really cool because that was different. And then even Hobie, like he was changing positions every 3 frames instead of 2, like the rest of them. So it's like I don't know if
Yeah, he changed a lot. Every time he moved and touched something, he would change. I thought that was him using like AI. He was changing so much.
that's what I thought. But like also, when was the first movie came out? When did it come out? Like 2016, 2017, something around there?
I think like
So
2017.
it would make sense, because it came out in 2023. It took them that long to do that with that much detail. It would make sense that they didn't use AI, but I think next movie they're definitely going to be utilizing AI because AI, and even from January to now, the beta version has changed so much.
I think it's because the way the algorithm is set up allows it to literally exponentially gain information just as time goes on. Because the point of it is just to take everything from the existing material and then generate based off of like actions. So I think the reason why it's changing so fast is because it's learning as people are using it. So every single time you use it, it gets smarter. Begs the question now, is it going to be smarter than humans at a certain point? It doesn't have memory loss. It doesn't have any of the flaws that we do. So to think that it might one day
It's not going to be able to grow a conscience. That's physically impossible for a computer to do that. It can imitate it, but it won't actually feel.
it's not gonna feel, but it will still be able, especially if they start robots become a common thing, humanoid robots, that type of thing. If that becomes something common,
Yeah,
did you just send something?
yeah. So
Is that an AI generated?
Is that Donald Trump and Obama playing basketball together?
yeah, it was. So this is how fast AI progressed in 1 year with the same. They put in the same Obama and Trump playing basketball 1 year apart. This is AI and how much it's like grown basically.
Yeah, because it's learning so fast, and that's so scary because if become a common thing, then they might be able to actually take action without a command, which is scary.
They're gonna be like an orbit cult.
Yeah. They're all gonna be Denim fans, watch. Or no, what am I saying? Opium. What the fuck? No, I meant Opium fans. Shout out Denim.
Shout out Denim. Shout out Denim. I love you, Denim.
I think this is the first time we're shouting out people.
Yeah.
Shout out Board. Shout out Glory. Shout out Seabass. Shout out Perk.
Shout out Perky.
Shout out Perky.
Shout out Atlas.
Oh yeah, shout out Pluto. Shout out Pluto.
Shout out Atlas. Shout out Pluto. Who else?
Yeah, shout out Space.
Shout out Slatty. Shout out Spaceship Tiger.
Shout out Syrup and Bape Aesthetics.
Shout out 404.
Shout out the whole archive community.
If we forgot you, comment down below, and
Yeah, we apologize.
we're sorry.
We apologize. You're not that important. You're not that important.
Maybe post better content. No, I'm joking.
Oh, Ozzy! Shout out Ozzy. We just talked to you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, shout out Ozzy. Never talked to him, but shout out Ozzy.
Do you want to rap? Do you want me to do the outro now?
I want to do the outro.
Do you have what it takes? You're not too good at the outros, man.
Nah, you can do the outro.
Can't do outros.
She's like a little robot. She's like a little robot. So it's like she does it. She takes everything literally. I'm just like, girl.
Thank you guys for watching this episode. Like and subscribe. Check me out.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in to the episode. Make sure to check out Orbit on Instagram and us, Rage Central on Instagram and st.
Oh, hold
What?
on.
TikTok banned me. Fuck TikTok.
Yeah, fuck TikTok.
TikTok.
Do we want to leave them with a question?
The question of the day for the audience is, who is your guys' favorite opium member?
Mine's Lone, but I don't know.
I love Lone.
Cue the music.
Do the music.
Yeah. Walking this bitch and I turn it up. This bitch, she told me she said that I don't touch the back, but I'm focused on money, bro. Yes, I move like a ghost, so I'm not surprised when these niggas act like they do not know me, bro. No, I don't worry about that, cause these niggas count.